Hello, everyone. Welcome to this sort of Mother's Day weekend. I certainly hope that you're going to have some time this weekend to spend with your children, with your mothers, with your grandchildren, and hopefully everyone will have a grand old time. Today, I wanted to start out this little live stream, which should be streaming both on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. And I may be able to see your comments, not sure. But the first thing that I wanted to do, I wanted to roll a little 5-minute video from a class that I taught. And it's all about the aura pictures that I took before and after playing harmonics. So I just want to run that first, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the harmonic audio files that are available for you to use on my site. So here's this little 5-minute video. Here we go. Here's a case study I undertook with an aura imaging camera to try and find some visual proof for why I felt so good after playing these harmonic sounds. Explanations of my aura colors are interpreted by the aura imaging software of Redwood City, California. The before and after photos of my aura were the visual validation that I was looking for. You see, I'd been playing these harmonics for many years as part of my daily meditations because they made me feel so good. They boosted my immune system and helped me with other body systems. Now that I could see the results of playing these harmonics, I understood why I felt so good after playing them. The camera software provided visual proof that harmonic chords can energize our chakras and our body's systems and organs. The picture on this first slide was taken before I started to play and sing harmonics through my horn. I'd been meditating with my horn for many years. I love meditating with sound versus meditating in silence. It really helps to keep me focused. I had experimented with all kinds of ways to stop that chatter in my mind with my horn. My favorite was to play and sustain a note on the horn while at the same time singing a note into the horn. This created a multi-octave chord. I then asked my brain to try to identify all the notes that were sounding, and try as it might, it would give up and go blank. The process I followed was to take a picture of my aura, then play harmonics that corresponded to a certain chakra that controlled specific body systems. In this slide, you see the before playing harmonics picture on the left and the after playing harmonics picture for the process of circulation on the right. Now, circulation is regulated by the heart chakra. According to the aura camera software, the chakra which corresponds to the heart and circulation went from the before state of blue to the after state of violet. Violet is a higher frequency than blue. Blue, which was described by the camera software as desiring peace and quiet, accelerated in frequency to violet, which was described by the software to now be glowing with magical spiritual inner light and guided by a higher power. Next, I played harmonics that corresponded to our process of digestion. The solar plexus chakra, which corresponds to the process of digestion, according to the camera software, went from the before state of aquamarine to magical blue, or from feeling a calm satisfaction to being in an intense state of beauty, harmony, and oneness with the divine, and spiraling out of my center is a beautiful healing energy, creating myself as a clear conduit for healing myself and others. Next, I worked on respiration, which includes both the heart and the throat chakras. Notice all the white light in the after picture on the right? I actually had to take a break after that 5-minute session of playing those sounds, as my awareness had become quite expanded and I needed to reground myself. The camera software said the chakra which corresponds to respiration in the throat went from the before state for the throat of violet to magical violet, or from radiating a magical inner peace to expressing the possibilities of miracles. And the heart chakra went from desiring peace and quiet to glowing with a magical spiritual inner light, inspiring others and proving anything is possible. After my short break, I came back to work on the kidneys, which are responsible for fluid filtering and water retention, and they correspond to the root chakra. The chakra which corresponds to the kidneys went from the before state of blue, which the software said was calm and peaceful, to white, which the software said intense healing energy. Now, all of these aura camera pictures were interpreted by the camera software. The explanations were not mine. But don't you agree? This was a pretty incredible result from only a 20-minute exercise in playing harmonics. There we go. So just some visual proof. It's always helpful. It's hard to explain these things with words. But basically, the audio files that I created that are for you can download from my site came from this study. Now, the notes that I used for the different organs and systems of the body come from Sherry Edwards' bioacoustic work, where she had discovered these universal sounds that work with every human body, which is kind of different from the other work that I do, which is about teaching people their own personal body sounds. But Sherry has these sort of genius universal sounds. So I used her understanding of the notes of the scale and created these harmonic audio files. Let's see if I can run this banner here. Use banners. Here we go. This one. Okay. I'll get better at this software as I go, but basically, I wanted to read a couple of testimonials from people who have used these audio files. And there's audio files for just like in the video. I made one just for the kidneys. I made one just for digestion. I also made one for thyroid. I made one for the lymph, for bone support. There's a bunch of them on the website. But here's a testimonial, and this would be helpful if you have any friends that you know are on dialysis, they're waiting for a kidney, for a transplant. This little audio file would be very helpful. Here's a testimonial. Chris says, I'd like to thank Kathleen Nagy for the wonderful support to my kidney and her use of sound therapy to aid in my healing. I came to Santa Fe in 2015 after I suffered a stroke in 2014. The stroke caused my kidneys to be compromised, and I have been on dialysis since 2014. I started using the kidney support audio file created by Kathleen in the summer of 2015. I'm proud to say, as of February 15th, 2017, my nephrologist has removed me from dialysis. I stand as a powerful testimony for the sound healing support of Kathleen Nagy. Chris Williams. Thanks, Chris. And then my lymph audio file. Our lymph is our body's trash removal system, right? And it's very good for helping you detox things that are just kind of stuck in the system. And this is a testimonial on the lymph detox audio file. Marion says, my body, and Marion was an 80-year-old woman who was a health worker and energy worker all her life. She said, my body is overloaded with heavy metals, especially lead. I'm amazed at the results I've had with Kathleen's lymph support audio file. I'm so grateful and happy to have an alternative to all the other treatments that I've tried in the past. For me, this is by far the most effective and non-invasive detoxing method I've ever tried. Thanks, Marion. So, I wanted to also let you know that you can download those from my site, and they're all 5-minute files. And I did it that way because I didn't want you to have to download these huge files that would have problems, downloading possibly. So I just kept all these audio files to 5 minutes. Now you need to listen to them for a good 15 to 20 minutes a couple times a day. And you do that by just putting the loop function on your whatever player you're playing the MP3s on, loop function, the replay function, and let it go for 15 or 20 minutes. And that's when you'll really start to see some results from those. So wanted to share that information with you. And let you know that on the website, thesoundlady.com, you can always schedule a free consult. There's classes there, and there's things to buy. And if you're confused about any of it as to which class to take, or where do you start, schedule a free 20-minute consult with me. And then I just lastly, because this is just a quick one, I don't want these live streams to be long. I want you to have time to watch them, get some good information, and then go off, to the rest of your life. There is a, let me get this up here. There we go. Okay. It's better. It's not covering my face this time. So there's a retreat called Humming for Health that's going to go on in Lake Clear Lodge in the Adirondacks. It's called Humming for Health. And the Adirondacks are known as the healing woods, going back to the days in the 1800s of the cure cottages that were in the Adirondacks. People who had tuberculosis would go to these places all over the world for a month or two to try to heal up their lungs. And it was actually proven that the woods of the Adirondacks were the best for healing the lungs, and that was because of the pine. The pine in the air. It's just such a fabulous smell. And the retreat is going to be at this lodge. It's been going since the 1800s. It's one of the longest running sort of cure cottages, and they're kind of sort of rededicating now to doing more retreats and to get back to the traditions of the Adirondacks and the cure cottages. So at the end of June, we're going to do a retreat there, June 24th through 26th. And one of the things we're going to talk about next week is more in the live stream will be grounding and walking meditations and labyrinth meditations, because there is this a fabulous little labyrinth at Lake Clear Lodge that Kathy Homeyer, the executive chef and owner with her husband, she has this little herb garden. And the labyrinth is built around the garden, and the labyrinth is in the shape of a King Arthur labyrinth. So there's a knight, at the entrance, and a couple of knights, hanging out in the garden. It's a really neat place to do some meditating. I'm going to do other walking meditations and sounding meditations using our personal root chakra notes. So I hope to see you there. Again, you can sign up for that at thesoundlady.com under the shop tab. Let's see if we've got any comments here. Nope, no comments yet. So I'm going to it's 15 minutes, and that's a perfect length for these types of things. So I'm going to sign off now, and I hope you all have a happy Mother's Day weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.